Welcome back to Whiskey Chain Farms. Today is week 6 of our hive inspections, of our weekly buzz hive inspection. We have our package here. This one, we added a box to last week, so we're gonna check on how they're drawing out comb on this box. The carniolans which is the nucleus, they were getting pretty full, and a bunch of bees hatched out and everything. So we're possibly gonna put a super on today. I got the super all prepared, brought it out here with me and everything. Let's crack these open and get to it. All right, so like I said, we're just gonna be checking on this hive today, see if they're building out the top box. We did put a frame of open brood up top here, so we will see that. Check for the queen on the inner lid. Don't see her. So we'll start with this end frame. It's obviously not drawn. Take it out just so we can have room. So as far as I can see, there's nothing on any of these frames. There's a little bit of something on this one. Looks like they drew out some burr comb and some connecting comb down to the bottom. So we'll have to take that off. There are some eggs in it, unfortunately, but we will take that off. I have this side drawn out a little bit, but I don't see the queen anywhere. So we'll just take this comb and rub it back in on the frame here to help encourage to build a correct frame of comb. A little bit of honey in there. Get off there, girl. So we'll just rub that in. It won't go to waste. They'll still have their comb. I'm not taking it out away from them. This side, they're starting to work on a little bit. Does need some wax though. So this is all freshly drawn out comb, as you can see there. There's a little bit of wonky comb on there. I'll take that off. But there are eggs in here, so the queen's up here laying. I don't see her. This side's they're drawing out. So these are the frames we did rub wax on, so they're working on drawing the comb out pretty good. There are eggs on this side as well, if you'll be able to see that. I do have an umbrella on here now so the camera doesn't overheat, but covers up the sun to see the frames for you guys. Remember, if you like anything in this video, please hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. So I'm just gently touching the bees so they move out of the way, so I can just pull up this comb. Sorry about that. I had my microphone died, so I have no idea even what you guys heard. So technically I don't need to look anymore in this hive. Kind of want to check the bottom just to see how it's doing. I know we had a couple empty frames down there. Smell the nectar, it smells so good. I do have some, oh, that bee's gonna forever be in there. Do have some feed left. I don't think I'm gonna feed them today. So down in this bottom box, I'll clean up this comb. They like doing this and making it hard for me. Makes it easier for them to cross up, but it's harder for me to work. So this one they're building out into nectar like crazy, bee bread, and there are some eggs in there that I can see. So she laid over here best she could. This side, nectar, capped honey, and eggs. So she's been up top and in the bottom. I'm just trying to move the bees over since this comb is out kind of far and just rest the comb up against the wall. I was just trying to gently nudge them away so they wouldn't get smushed into the honey. This was a newer frame. So, I mean, I probably should have waited to do that top box because they still had quite a bit of frame to do. I mean, there's brood, eggs, good amount of eggs and larvae in there. So they're emerging and then she's coming back. There's actually a bee right in the center there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it right here. It's actually emerging. It's kind of neat. There's another one over here emerging too. That one's probably closer to being emerging. They're helping it out, taking some of the wax away. So this side, it's got eggs, kept brood. Looks like it's about ready to emerge. And then a bunch of honey in this corner. And then some drone brood. This hive has not really made very many drones yet, so that's perfectly fine. They're in there feeding. You can tell. I'll try to grip this again so you can have one hand. Some of these ones that are a little fuzzier, those are ones just emerged, like that one right there. Just emerged. It's a little fuzzier bee. But some of the ones that just emerged, I mean, the queen just was already in here laying. She's doing awesome. That's all eggs and larvae in there. Try to move them out of the way a little bit. Yeah, looking back on this, I probably should have waited another week on that top box. I probably rushed it, to be completely honest. Oh, there. Now remember, we had one of these frames here in the middle that was just about ready to emerge. Full, beautiful capped brood. I believe it was this one, which they're backfilling with nectar and bee bread. Stinkers. Same with this side. So all that's capped brood, ready to emerge. There are some bees emerging on this side. Same with this, but they are backfilling with bee bread, pollen, nectar. Same with this, a lot of bees emerged. She's been laying in here again. Different stages of larva and everything, so. She's been trying to get around, laying where she can. There's a few empty cells on this side, so she might be on this side of the frame. Some fresh laid eggs. Nope, I don't see her. Oh, there's a wiggle dance right there. They're telling them where there's something is. bunch of pollen or nectar. And we do live about a mile away from a couple stores that sell flowers and stuff, and I'm sure they've been there. But I believe this is the frame last time we saw, because this one's built out a ton, all ready to emerge, doing awesome. It's cool that we got to see the waggle dance. I haven't seen that yet in person. Saw it in videos and read about it. I do know like how long, depending on how long they do their waggle dance, they'll that's how far away the source is. But I don't know what the numbers are at all. So I'll leave that to be a lesson to you. How early not to put a second deep on. This one's definitely still got room. That is like the workings of a queen cell right there. I think it's dry. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's the first time I've seen them build queen cell. So, whatever. I mean, just a little practice. I should say it's a queen cup. It's not a cell. Just like a practice cup. Practice cell. That's alright, we'll remove it. Let them go throughout their day. Free to roam about the country. Well, not really. I want to keep them here. They can't be gnomes. Alright, so that was the package colony. Like I said, I definitely put the box on there way too early, and I should have waited. Lesson learned. Probably should have waited about another week, because all the work that they've done up top, they would put it into the bottom, and they've been extremely ready. Or not really extremely, but they would have been ready for the top, the deep up top. But you live, you learn. Onto the nucleus. So today we got the nucleus colony. The carniolans are in here. They look like they were doing really well last time. I did have a little bit of a scare the other day. I was walking out here by the garden doing some work and noticed a ton of bees in the air. Like a ton. Like, I did manage to capture a little bit of video I'll put in for you guys. But I messaged my bee friend, Steven, and he's like, yeah, it looks like they're swarming. I'm like, oh, I hope not. So I kind of went into the hive, looked over things that day, quick, see if I saw any like queen cells or anything like that. And what I found was a frame, a whole entire frame that emerged. So that wasn't that big of a deal. It's kind of exciting, but it wasn't a big deal. It just was a little scary when you see so many bees and they're crawling outside the box and everything. It definitely did look like a swarm to me, but then it also kind of looked like they were doing orientation flights in front of the box. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. Moving a little too fast for them. I think I gotta almost all my fuel's out. I have to add some fuel quick. I was running out of burlap. I ordered some more. So I was sticking grass and things and some wood in there just to have something for fuel. So I just threw some more wood in there. So this side looks like it all merged. Everything's got all eggs and larvae, different size levels or different days. This side's all cap brood. It's gorgeous. So this was a newly populated frame last time, which is awesome. I really need to get a frame hanger. I said that last time to myself, didn't say it to you guys on camera, but yeah, I definitely want to get a frame hanger. Because I really don't want to set this down, but I need to. So they started doing pretty good on this, and they started off kind of weak and everything. Honestly, there probably wasn't enough bees in here in the nucleus when I first got them for being a nucleus and everything, but they sure love building queen cups. I'll tell you, these carniolans, there's 4 on the bottom of this frame. 4 queen cups. They all look empty. They're not charged. When I came in here the other day, when I thought they were possibly swarming, they had 0 queen cups that first day so the day that we did it. So I do it on Saturday. I normally do my hive inspections on Saturdays because it's when I have time. And then they looked like they were swarming. It was Monday afternoon when I came out here, when they were possibly swarming. And they already built 2 queen cups. Kind of forgot where I was going with that. So this is cap brood, look like it's about to emerge. This side all emerged, and there's new eggs and larvae in there. Bee bread, honey up top. Perfect looking frame. She's definitely, now that she has room to lay, looking like she has a better brood pattern. I mean, this side, you can kind of tell it's a lot better. I was worried about this queen and the way she was laying. It really didn't look like her brood pattern was that great, but I think it was really because she didn't have space to lay. They've really worked on it. We got a lot of new bees. So the young bees, the 12 to 17 day old bees, can produce all this new fresh white wax like this, which is just gorgeous. But this is all different stages of larvae and eggs, and all brand new wax. It's just pretty. I think it's awesome. And then this side, frame's kind of heavy. You got the top, and this top side stacked with honey, and the bottom's just cap brood and different stages of larvae. Some they're already about to cap. So I'd say they're doing fairly well in this hive. I do see this hive forage a lot more, and from what I read, carniolans will forage more often than Italians, which is the package bees that we have. Sorry, they're just doing the weekly test of the sirens, so if you hear that in the background. But yeah, the carniolans are supposed to be better foragers and be better in the winter. It's from what I read, and they're supposed to withstand winters better than Italians. So this is all newer wax. They're drawing this frame out pretty good. This side's all freshly drawn out and all laid with eggs, which is awesome. Some of them they're day-old eggs. They're just today. And there's empty cells, so she's got to be on here. I don't see her though. This queen is marked, so she's a little easier to find than the other one. Although the Italian queen she has a very white body, or not white, but light colored body, abdomen, and she's usually easy to spot. And this one, she's really dark, so it's nice that she's marked. She's almost black on this one, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool seeing the different species or subspecies of the honeybees. I think I mentioned that in a previous video, like a lot of the bees that came with this colony were really light colored and they look like Italians. But then the ones that were emerging out look darker, like all these ones are darker. But they're still working on drawing out this frame. They're doing a fairly good job. So all that new wax, so all those freshly hatched bees from 12 to 17 days ago have been obviously working out really good, because they're able to draw out some good amount of wax, which I am happy with. And there's drawing and working on this one. I believe all these last three were empty the last time we did. And what we did, so I should have talked about that in the other one. So we rubbed wax on the frames on the Italian hive, and the Carniolans, what we did was spray sugar water, just 1-to-1 sugar water. And spraying the 1-to-1 sugar water, I think, might have worked a little better than rubbing the wax on there. They seem to be pulling it out a lot faster, but also this hive is a lot stronger. There's a lot more girls in here, especially with that frame that hatched out. That frame, when I looked at it, that hatched out, they were close to 5,000 to 6,000 cells, I would guesstimate. Working on that side yet. This is all honey with some brood at the bottom, but this is almost all honey. It's crazy. I don't think, just for the sake of how a couple of these still need to be drawn out, the back side of this one still needs to be drawn out, I don't think we're going to put the super on like I thought today. You know, last time I said either this week or they're still feeding there, or next week. Yeah, when I counted the other day after I thought they swarmed, they had 4 frames, 4.5 frames to even start drawing on. So this one's all propylized in there. So I found it hard to believe that they wanted to swarm. So they still had plenty of room to build out. Even like this one, so they've been working on it. I've been trying to use this one as a resources frame, just grabbing, looks like nectar, trying to store it, but I got a lot of room on there yet to draw out. So nothing on this side. This side they're drawing out, just putting honey in it. Lots of drones getting nice and fat before they fly off. So I don't know if you remember, you can look back in the video, or last week's video, this frame was all full of honey and like it was thick. So what I did, and even on this side it was all capped like this, I smushed it down, made sure I did it slowly, and I smushed it down to make sure I didn't hurt anybody. And then they've been obviously taking it down, relocating it, which is great. There's a queen cell, queen cup here. Let's see if I can reach, just kind of reposition a little bit. So there's a queen cup right here. Again, it's dry. I did see another one down here somewhere. That one's dry as well. So no egg, no royal jelly. So we're okay on that one. I think one thing I did last time is I worked the box from this end, and now I'm doing it backwards. Oh, I did that on the other one too. That's alright. I just got to try to remember to do it the same way every time. So this one they're working on drawing out yet. I believe this is a frame that I put down here when we moved the feeder up, but I mean this side they're working on drawings, all cap brood, different larvae, eggs. So they're doing good on it, I think. This one's got eggs on this side as well. So this one's definitely freshly laid. There's different stages of larva. There's actually royal jelly down in some of those cells, which I haven't seen that much royal jelly down the brood, at all since I first started. I've seen pictures of lots of royal jelly in there, but that's pretty decent. Not much of it though, so I can't really get a good shot of it. Otherwise I'd pull out my phone and try to take a better picture. So we still have the 5 original nucleus frames in here. I would like to pull out a couple frames and like swap. If we have a really good cap brood frame, I might take those and shake off the bees and put it in the other colony just to kind of boost them a little bit as well, but not today. It's just a thought of mine. So this was the frame that, maybe it wasn't this one. One of the frames here that like fully emerged. All those bees came out. Definitely wasn't this one because there's lots of different stages of larva and capped brood on here, so it's a little different. I don't know which frame it was, I can't remember. It was definitely down in the bottom box because it took me a little bit, about 20 minutes to try to find what the heck was going on. So this one's got a lot of bee bread, pollen, all out throughout here. This frame's always had tons of pollen on it. Even when I got it, it was just a stocked full of pollen, and they've been keeping up with it. And it's basically the same on this side. It's been their resource. They definitely have plenty of pollen. I probably could put a pollen trap on here. I know Kristen was interested in that. This week she saw something about that and it piqued her interest. Again, hit that like button, appreciate it, helps me out a lot. But today went really well. I'm really happy with how everything's been progressing. Like I said, the package bees, the Italians, really probably could have waited another week, at least another week, before putting that top box on. I mean, if you really think about it, the bottom box, they only really had about, I say, a frame and a half to draw out yet, maybe a frame. But I mean, there was bees everywhere. There was quite a bit of bees in there. So I just wanted to give them the space to try to progress and move. But I think I could have waited another week, honestly, to have them work on that bottom and draw it out a little more, and would have been fine. Would have been, I think, it would have built up a little stronger. Definitely wait. So I mean, that's a lesson to learn if you're watching this and you're first year beekeeper like I am. it's good to know. The nucleus is doing great. Like I said, I thought they possibly swarmed the other day, or were going to try to swarm the other day. I opened the hive. It was only like 20 minutes later after I saw that, and they actually, all the bees went back in. So it definitely was just orientation flights and traffic jams and stuff like, because so many bees emerged. Like I said, probably a whole frame, it was close to a whole frame of bees as far as I could tell emerged that day. And so they were just doing their orientation flights or all that stuff. I know they don't do orientation flights right away, but they spend a little time cleaning up the cells and being nurse bees and stuff before they do that. But like when a lot of bees emerge, then they kind of just graduate, and older bees get to be foragers and do orientation flights. So I think that's what happened. But they're progressing well. Like I said, I was wanting to put a super on there to try to have them draw that out, but they still have about, I'd say, I'll call it like 3 frames, maybe 4 yet to draw out overall. And like between all the frames, there's definitely wax on all of them, but 2 that they were starting to draw out, which, or maybe it was 1, I can't remember correctly. So they were doing really good. But I definitely think at least another week, if not 2. I know that's what I said last week, but I really think I don't want to rush it. I want to encourage them to get drawn out really well before they move up to another box. I don't want to rush like I kind of did the adding the deeps to both of the hives. So I also hope you guys liked that I spoke more. I do a lot more internal monologue when I'm doing this, and this time I try to remember to speak more and more out loud and kind of give you guys my thoughts and everything. So I hope you enjoyed that. Like it said, hit the like button. I really would appreciate it. It helps out the channel a lot and gets these videos out to more people that are interested in them. So, but with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.